you've had a history of being involved with and supporting the notion of civil rights and human rights. You've been kind of in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, I was with the Martin Luther King movement in March. I was in 1963. Martin Luther King came to Chicago the first time. My son was 7 years old. I drove out to see him at 47 in Halsted Street, where he was performing and speaking that night. The Howlin' Wolf and myself, Little Milton, Marvin Gaye was a young man who was meeting us over there, just a young boy. And I got in there early to park my car. And when I parked my car, the white people ran myself and 3 or 4 other cars away. I didn't have time to get in my car, so they ran me on my feet. And I looked back, they turned my car over and burned it up.
Oh, man.
And I went to the police station, reported. And the police told me, said, niggas, you ain't got no business over here no way. Get out of our office. I remember in 1951 or 52, I was playing in Chicago at a place called Apex. Muddy Water was playing on Wednesday, I was playing on Thursday and Friday. We had a mark in the floor. And we stood in this mark, we played behind a curtain all night. They wanted to hear our music, but they didn't want to see our face. Those are the kind of things that I remember. And in the march, I got involved in the march. In 1965, Ike Turner and myself went to Peoria, Illinois. From Peoria, we went to Rock Island. We had an accident. Myself and my drummer was in this station wagon. 10 trucks hit me in the back. And all 10 trucks blew up, and all 10 people burned up. Myself and the drummer were the only one. We was also hurt. We dug ourselves in the ground at 0 weather. And when about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning in the fall, the sheriff department came and shined the light on us. We called for help. The sheriff department said, is anybody else out there? They said, no, just 2 niggas. They already dead, almost dead. Leave them there. I've been through a lot of changes. It's a hurting situation. So I got involved with the march and the movement to take my bus and getting people out to vote so they wouldn't have to go through the situation I've been through. I have gotten where I am easily. I'm not where I should be or ought to be. But I am thankful because I came so far that I am today. We as a people came a long way, but not far enough. I have a song called How Long? How Long? If anybody confused really what I'm talking about, all I'm talking about is my 40 acres and my mule. Because I know Martin Luther King died waiting, so did my mama and dad and granddaddy. The truth in the matter is, since they all died waiting, what about me and you? How long? If anybody confused, I'm still talking about my 40 acres and my mule. I have so many things that I can cry about, but I have so many things I can shout about, because God has delivered me and been good to me, gave me some knowledge. It ain't nothing I can really talk about of this knowledge I have, because if a man tell what he know, he won't talk long, because man don't know nothing. But I remember coming to my daddy's church as a boy. I'm speaking about the civil rights now. I was, out of 10 children, I was the kind of leader of my family. I'm a biblical studier. My daddy told me, he said, boy, said, I want you to go to church with me. And I was always the one to go to church with him and study, and I liked the Bible and the whole bit. Not a religion, I just like to study. So that was a pastor in the Bible. When the disciples was asking Jesus by a situation, they were about the Lord's Supper. And someone asked him where it's going to be. And he overheard it in his thoughtful mind. And said, you go down to the fork of the road, you see a man with a jug, follow him. That ain't much information. Notice this way, he was talking to the disciple about how he was going to come back, when he was going to come back, and what turn. He said, you go down and you get this coat, or this horse, or this ass. He said, if anybody had asked you about him, you tell him I got need of it. That ain't much information. So my daddy told me 11 years old, he said, son, I want you to get a job at the gin, where they gin cotton. They won't pay you but $3 a week, but you can bring me the news. As a biblical study, I didn't ask my daddy anything. I understood him. My job was go into the gin. And at that time, we as a black race didn't know anything about no Dow Jones. But the white people around the table would talk about when they're going to sell, how they're going to sell, what they're going to sell. The cotton was going to go up, go down. They would use words like, well, we can't put the cotton up because them N words still got cotton in the field. Let's keep the price down. I would have sand in my pocket and 2 rags in my back pocket. I would thump sand on the table and on the white man's shoes, so I have a reason to wipe it off, so I can hear the news. So when I got to my house, my daddy said, what's the news? I would tell him, you shouldn't sell beans, but you can sell the peanut, but you shouldn't sell this, you shouldn't sell that. Wait another week or 2 weeks. And my daddy would get all the neighborhood in at the church because he was the biggest black church in the area. He would tell the people what to do, what not to do, through the church, through my information.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a wonderful story. And that's how it happened.
That's how it happened.
What was the name of the church?
Free Will Baptist Church. Free Will Baptist Church.
Free Will.
My daddy was pastor one church for 45 years and 40 years in another.
What was his name?
Emmett Ellis. My dad is Emmett Ellis Sr. I'm Emmett Ellis Jr., my real name. I changed my name from Emmett Ellis to Bobby Rush only because my daddy and the respect I have for him because of the church. Only reason. There's no other reason. Of course, I did look for some names about a year and a half before I named myself. I first named myself Eisenhower because it sounds big. President Truman. Well, you know, as a kid, country boy, I just want to get some big name. But I finally found this name, Bobby Rush. Nobody called me Bobby. Nobody called me Rush. Everybody called me Bobby Rush.
Bobby Rush. It goes together. It's easy to say. It rolls off the lip.
Yeah, Bobby Rush.
Yeah.